actually do our welcome, but we don't want to neglect Adele Ashgarth here with us tonight filming. Adele was the director of the program until recently, and she has stepped up to a different position at GW.
What is your current position besides videographer?
Well, tonight I'm the videographer, Associate Dean of the College of Professional Studies. So I, get to look at all the other programs as well as our program.
Very good. So the first thing we want to do is introduce everyone after we welcome you, and we're so glad that you're here tonight. This is the second time Julie and I taught this class together, so you get the benefit of both of us and critiques by two people. So we're going to run through things like the syllabus and who we are, and then we'd like to find out who you are and why you're here. And you can do yours. I'll just start with myself. I'm Nancy Evans, and I completed the full program last December, and it was absolutely fabulous. It took me 5 years because I teach full-time in the interior architecture program at GW. So I've been teaching hand drawing and drafting for almost 20 years, and was very happy to start learning how to draw plants instead of furniture. And when the other person decided they didn't want to teach, and Adele mentioned it, I said, I would teach it if someone would teach it with me. So Julie was in class with me. So that's how that all started. I've been practicing interior design for, almost 40 years, and now I'm starting to practice landscape design as well, sometimes for some of the same clients and also for two different designers here in Washington. I'm doing pruning for Yankee Clippers 1 day a week, and I'm actually doing landscape drawings for a designer who went through this program. So that's keeping me busy, plus, doing this on Monday nights, which kind of rounds everything out. It's just wonderful. I have an undergraduate degree in interior design, and now I have a master's degree in landscape design, and went through the sustainable program as well. A sociology degree that I never used, but we won't talk about that. And my wonderful partner, Julie, went through the program a little bit faster, and we actually had similar backgrounds, but she came to this class from a different
Hi, I'm Julie Hawley. My bachelor's degree was in interior design, so similar, but I chose to do property management in Denver after I graduated, and that was ages ago. Then we moved here in '96, and I did the Master Gardening Program through Arlington. Loved it, went to the schoolyard, did my children's schoolyard, and taught kids gardening and did all the maintenance, and we developed 4 or 5 different gardens, and I did that for 7 years. And in the course of that, people kept asking me, would you come help me with my garden? I was sure. So I started my own small business in '07, and I have a stack of plants that's about this big. And some of it's very small and some of it's larger. So I was interested in learning more, so I investigated the GW program, met Adele, and it took me 4 years to go through the program because I also have kids and my husband travels a great deal. So I was on the, one course at a time sort of thing. So fabulous instruction, and just finished last December, as Nancy noted. And my business is still thriving, and I have more clients than I can help at the moment, which is very exciting, but it's also very challenging too. So. But we're thrilled to be invited to come back and teach this because there were so many things that we noticed. Nancy and I are both graphic people, but at the end of our thesis program, there were some that we wish had a little more. So we were thrilled to put our spin on how you can letter and sketch and have good graphics by the end of your first class. So the first class we just taught January, February, and it was amazing what from the first class to the last class, the products that the students were producing. So we were thrilled with that. So
you'll be even better.
Yep.
Because our teamwork's probably going to get a little better. So.
We're missing Lauren Wheeler's.
She had
a
Shannon McLean.
program director, and
And you may have met her.
may have met her at the info sessions. But just a really quick update on Blackboard. Is everybody logged in and found a Blackboard and your ID number?
No.
I'm in the process.
Okay.
All right, so,
Is this stuff for the class uploaded yet? The
No,
week is-
I opened
Yeah,
it
so
today.
that's why we keep emailing
Yeah,
and
we're
doing
sending-
attachments.
So here's the other thing you have to do. You actually have to go downtown to get a GWID card. You can get it cheap for the movies and all kinds of other wonderful things. But it's also, it's how you use the library. So once they give you a GWID number, which I'm sure they've given everyone, you can go downtown to the Marvin Center and get one of these, and it is open on the weekends. So you just need your little photo ID, and they take a picture and whatever. And you can use these, well, you mostly need them for the library. But you never know when you might need a student ID to get a reduced rate on something. But Blackboard will have the syllabus posted, we'll send out announcements from there, the schedule will be on there. But a lot of what we do is gonna be handed out in class, because most of what we do is hands-on, so.
So the first handout we have is the schedule.
For the schedule, now we go for about 2 directions.
So 8 weeks will go by very quickly. We do skip July 4th. And we'll go through what a typical class is later on, but this will give you the rundown for the next 8 weeks.
Oh, at the end, I'll get you, thanks. We forgot to let them introduce themselves.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
There's one more person.
One more.
I was just gonna ask really quick, off of the top of your heads, do you know what time the Marvin Center hours are during the week?
During the week, they might be open till 7, but if you even just Google George Washington University Marvin Center,
Okay.
ID hours, Marvin Center, they'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't end at 5.
Okay.
I think they're there till 7, and it's open on Saturday. Did you know on Saturday?
It's in certain hours though, so don't go down and.
I don't think it is open on the weekends in the summer.
Oh, that might be true. They have a very limited staff. Sort of.
And then we put in the syllabus too.
Okay, well, we go back to the intro of the students. Okay, so did most people either get the syllabus as an attachment? Okay. Anybody who hasn't glanced at this at all yet? No, everybody's seen it a little bit, okay. Well, I'm not gonna read this. So assuming that most of you have gone through this a little bit. This is a wonderful class of learning how to use all the tools of design. Learning to use the tools by hand before you eventually, hopefully, learn to use the computer, depending on what you're doing with this. But you can go through the entire program drawing by hand, which is really wonderful, and you should be happy about that. So, how much of this I should do?
Is there, just to overview the goals and expectation, again, the goals were your drafting skills and empowering you to go on to the next level. So we try to give a very small overview of some of the other classes and the other things that you'll be doing. So it's a lot to be packed into 8 weeks because we clearly don't have time to tell you everything about plants or concept drawings, but we want to give you an overview and basically the tools that you use the rest of the class. So it's your ABCs basically.
Right. If you didn't take this class, I'm not quite sure how you would take any of the other classes. That it would even be.
It's how you speak from the other.
Yeah, it's learning to communicate through drawing, and hopefully, what you learned in this class can take you through all the other classes and, allow you to communicate all your wonderful ideas on a piece of paper. So, that's our goal.
And then just quickly, the expectations are homework, and it's about 5 hours a week. If it's If you're ending up doing 12, please let us know, because then we will adjust accordingly. If you're only doing 2, that's probably not quite enough. And it's homework because it's practicing. These are learned skills. Some people think, oh, I'm not artistic, I can't sketch. Baloney. You all can sketch. Everyone can sketch. Everyone can letter. And it is a learned trade. So I want you to feel empowered and go forward with that. But with that in mind, come prepared, and we will start to stop on time because I don't want to keep you past 9:30 for heaven's sake. So the textbooks also, just double checking everybody got those. And they are right here. The read book, this is 2002. You can get older versions, but when I say page 162, yours won't catch up.
Right. I actually have an older version of that. I could bring mine to class too, but if you go to Amazon.com or the bookstore, that would be the copy that I would get, the edition.
Okay.
Now, we switched the sketching book to one that a friend of mine has written, and it's a really good overview of how to learn to see and how to draw a plan, draw a building, draw a fence, draw a gate, how to look and how to draw. You can take a picture with the camera, but it probably won't have all the details that you need. So this is sort of like a step-by-step for people who don't know how to draw. And this one is out of print on Amazon right now. It's been printed in 7 different languages, but I got a case of them from my boss, and anybody who wants to buy one tonight, or if you don't have cash or a check, you can do me an IOU, and that it will be your textbook for part of the sketching part of the class.
The previous book was more concentrated on people. This is more object related. So we thought this was a great direction to go in.
So you can draw the walls, and you can draw the buildings, and you can draw the doors and the windows and the plants, and learn how to communicate. And anyone can draw. This is one of those anyone can learn how to draw kinds of things, and it's great fun. So then there are lots of other textbooks that if you're starting to build your library of landscape, and I guess we should pass it around.
Now, we can pass them around. There are all ones that were on the recommended list, and all these little tabs are things that I pull out for other classes.
Why don't we
So
start
we'll pass them around and take a look at them, or take a look at.
You guys do the 4 and then start over that way, then everybody gets to sort of see them. So it's
Look at the library before you buy too, would be my recommendation. Go to your local library, there's tons of books there. And I found this one that you have right there, the English one, at the library. And it's actually charming. It's a little out of date, but it's just
So
really
these are the 2 main
accurate
textbooks.
information.
And those are extras, if you want them, and you already have that one, yeah.
For maybe $1.50.
You already do too.
So there's so many books in this program, it's a big part of the expenses, so the more that you can do economically, the better. Okay, textbooks.
Okay. Are we doing materials now?
Nope, tour. Okay, so welcome to the 6th floor. This is GW, has the entire 6th floor of this building. And in our room, there are, I'm just going to walk around just so you all are familiar with what's here.
Come on in.
Hi. Computers along the wall that you're welcome to use. Your desk that you're sitting at has a main line. If you haven't seen a drafting table like this before, it's you just unloosen the little knobs, and that's your T-square. So when you come to class, you won't need to bring your T-square again, but we always ask you to bring it the first time because we want to make sure you got the correct one. PowerPoint and lectures up on the board. We shut the blinds just simply because of the filming. But when I'm working here, I open all the blinds, so feel free. There's a pencil sharpener up here. There's another pencil sharpener back here. At the back of the room here, Nancy and I almost always bring in treats, so please get up during class and walk over and get something, help yourselves. There's drinks and things out in the foyer. But there's no designated time. We only take a 10-minute break. So if you're starving, eat. Just eat. There's some models back here from other classes, and this is a supply board of examples of different building materials. You'll see other classes work here. Tonight we put up just some examples of different types of landscape drawings that both Nancy and I have done, so that you just can see kind of what the language that we're talking about. So when we talk about a plan, or a section, or a rendering, or a site analysis plan, here's some examples, and we'll try to bring in other things from other classes as well.
So this is what you're gonna be able to do by the end of the program, not by the end of this class. But you'll be getting there, you'll be surprised.
And the cases back here, there are some caseware that you need as caseware. This top drawer is full of just supplies that are here, brushes, tape, some markers, triangles. So if you've forgotten your colored pencils at home for that night, come and use them. You're welcome to use these drawers. Please put them back in so that they're for the next class. And then there are examples of all the other classes in these drawers. There was some thumb law or tissue here. Okay, so that's this room. Right outside.
In the computers, you need your GWID number, and the password is usually, is it pumpkins and beans too?
I don't know.
You know, I think they might say what the password is right on the desktop, so.
Okay,
it's not-
and so you're
it's
welcome
not
to
rocket
use those when you're here,
Okay.
if you need to check your email.
Okay, so there's other classrooms all around us. You'll hear engineering, you'll hear all sorts of things.
Education,
Yeah, not just architectural, not landscape design. There's a little bit of everything that takes place on this floor.
and if you come here straight from work, then you're absolutely starving. There are quite a few restaurants nearby. There's also, is it a 24-hour FedEx across the way that has a large copier? We aren't going to do very large drawings, but there's a FedEx Kinko's caddy corner from us. So if you didn't have time to finish your drawings, or some of you may come at 4 o'clock and, work until 6:30 or whatever, and you want to go quick make copies, because usually we pin up copies rather than pinning up your originals. Partly because one of the goals of learning to draw is that your work is dark enough that you can have copies made. You never give your client the original, you never give the subcontractors your original, so you want to learn to work dark enough that it can be copied from multiple people, everybody wants to see the work, so that's one of the first things that we do. This is a map of the floor.
So instead of walking around the building, which is because we have so many folks tonight, and we're trying to cover so many things, I'm going to give you a visual tour. So you came up in the elevators tonight, and here's the front desk. Right here is your parking. If you parked in the building below here, you want to take your parking pass, bring it in with you, and stop at the front desk and get it stamped. And then it's $4 after 3 o'clock, and all day Saturday. So otherwise it's $17. You don't want to do that.
So if you forgot to bring it up from the car, go down and get it.
Yes, and either one. So it's $4, and there's a little stamp that sits right there on the corner of the desk. Behind the desk, there's a little cafe area, and there are computers and a copier.
And I think there's a microwave,
Yes.
if you need to heat up your lunch or dinner or whatever.
Okay, so bring things, whatever. Classroom, our classroom. And if you go around the corner this way, there is a bathroom here, or if you're going around, there's a bathroom here. There's a water bottle dispenser way down here, right here.
I think that's it, okay? If you happen to get here late and the door is locked, there's a little button that you push over on the side, and the secret password, I don't know who made this up, is pumpkin. So it'll ask you, like, you just say that the door is locked and you just push the button and say pumpkin.
I always say, I'm a GW student, can I go to the sixth floor, pumpkin, and they buzz you in.
Yeah.
And then you go in. And on a Saturday, you might be the only one on this, well, one of few.
No, there are courses, there are
It
classes.
depends.
Sometimes people do like to come here and work. If you're at home and you have 3 little children and this is much more quiet, you might want to come work in here.
But this classroom is hardly ever used during the day, so you are welcome to come and spread out and do homework up here if you wish to. If this door is closed, just ask at the front desk and just say you're a student and they'll open it for you.
Lauren's office is just around the corner to the right there, on the inside edge, and there is a library of magazines and books, and the key to that is
It's in Lauren's office
In
right
Lauren's
now.
office, so-
The libraries, these locked glass cabinets right outside the classroom. And these books here are filled with books that have been given to us. So my job this summer is to catalog all those books and make it all available to you. So sometime during the summer, we'll be able to tell you how to access the books in the library, because we keep it locked so the books don't just walk away. But we want to make them available for
Does anybody have any questions about the building or getting in here or anything like that? Metro, I'm assuming if you Metro, easy ways to get here. There is some free parking if you don't want to park for $4, but it's not till after 5 o'clock and you have to go about 6 blocks that way. So it can be done, I used to do it.
one last thing on just the tour is phone etiquette. Typically, if we just keep them on vibrate here in the classroom, but if there's an emergency, I take the calls. We just need to step out, just really respect each other. That's all.
Yeah, I'm just making sure mine's on.
Okay. All right, Nancy, you're up next with the weekly typical schedule.
Well, I think everybody's here.
Yeah.
If we want to back up and
Yeah.
introduce ourselves here. We'd just love to know, well, we can see your name, but you could tell us if you want to be called something else, like Joe Brennan wants to be Joe. And sort of tell us why you're here. Are you here because you've already got a business and you want to legitimize what you have, or you've always wanted to be a designer, or you're like us and you wanted to go outside instead of inside? Perhaps, since this is a master's program, what was your undergraduate degree, or what have you been doing until you got here? Kristen, you want to go first?
Sure.
Oh, I guess I have to do that. And we're filming today because there's a student that's overseas and she's coming in a couple weeks, right? And so she would like to meet you all too.
So it's not normal that we're filming a classroom, but we wanted, for those of you who came in a little later, we wanted you to know why we're doing this.
Oh, I thought this was like so for permission. We're not gonna put it on TV or anything.
My name's Kirsten Spainhauer. So this is part of a career transition for me. I spent most of my career in international development, but doing environment and agriculture related work. My undergrad is in environmental sciences and a graduate degree in forestry, so I have a good solid foundation of land use and natural resource planning. But I guess now I'm sort of going to the artistic side, and design has been calling me, and I finally figured out what shape it'll take. So that's why I'm here.
That sounds like a great match, yeah. Well, St. Clair.
St. Clair Theodore. I am an attorney with the Department of Justice. Been a federal prosecutor for 20 years. I'm currently with the FBI General Counsel's Office, and I'm in pre-retirement planning mode. I'm a little burned out from being a lawyer, so I became a Master Gardener in Maryland in December of last year and got Baywise certified, so this actually kind of fits into the Baywise program, planting, gardening, and everything. So trying to get ready for my second career.
Good for you. 19.
Cindy Fuller. I currently I stay-at-home mom. I used to work in finance as a financial analyst, and I've always had interest in gardening and design and drawing. So if this is available or becoming a dream come true, then I can transition into a new career. That's fabulous.
My name's Ajua. So I am originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I came here for this program. So I've been working in nonprofits for most of the time after I graduated from the U of M, or the University of Minnesota. And I graduated with a bachelor's in urban studies. So I've always been fascinated with cities, with urban design, but I've also been very connected to nature. I think that's just from growing up where I'm from. And so I wanted to find a way to bring the two together, nature and urban living. So after a lot of years of figuring out what path I could take that wasn't urban planning, I found out about landscape architecture. And so I think landscape design is a really good entry into that field. And I just want to build upon my knowledge and, just become an expert in this. So.
You'll be amazed at the people you meet that are faculty in this program that are doing all kinds of wonderful urban agriculture and, yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, very good. Okay, from the back.
Hi, I'm Rita. I work full-time for the federal government, that's who's talking here. I drove today and I'm going to Grandson, which is my new lady. And I'm interested in gardening and in plants. And when I came to the orientation maybe a month ago or so, a little bit about landscape design. So I'm actually here to see if it's something that I want to do. But my love and my greatest interest are plants.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Chi. I'm from China, and you can call me Aggie. And I'm a full-time student, and this is my second semester in urban planning program. So I also take classes from sustainable landscape and landscape design program. And my major for my undergraduate degree is environmental horticulture. So I'm very interested in this area and also landscape design.
Welcome.
I'm Nick. I graduated from Virginia Tech with a degree in urban planning. Now it's okay. I now do CAD drafting for a landscape architecture firm in Alexandria, but I never learned to hand draw. So I'm here to learn.
Oh, good. I hate how everybody's really impressive so far. And for the last 22 years, I've been buying meeting time for infomercials and 1-800 stuff for Time Life. And I would say about 15 years ago, I sold a garden at my own house, and then all of a sudden I became obsessed. And I spent way too much money on it and started helping other people. So I thought, okay, maybe this could be a great, second half of my life. Perfect. I'm Donna. Long ago, I graduated from the University of Virginia with a degree in marketing management. In December, I wrapped up a 28-year career at the National Geographic Society downtown, and I'm trying to decide if this is the direction I want to go for kind of the second half of my career as well. I'm an old house lover and a garden lover, and I actually like sketching, but don't know how to do any of this kind of drawing and sketching, so I think this is a great overview to see if this is a direction I would go. Very good. Okay.
I'm Jabrina, but you all can call me Jo. I'm a recent graduate from Howard University, English major, French minor. I still can speak French. I am also an Air Force veteran, pastry chef, the list goes on. I came to this program because it makes sense. I thought I wanted to go to grad school for English, but English stresses me out. And plants just kind of they make sense. And so landscape design gives me a reason to plant roses, plant food,
hope we don't stress you out. We'll try not to.
There's stress everywhere. I'm Vincent, and I live in Middleburg, Virginia. I also work in Middleburg. I see there's a buckets around there. There's packets. Yeah, I know buckets.
Just there for the march.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it was fun.
we go there often.
It was fun.
And I own a small business. I have 7 employees. We do sustainable design consulting, and primarily with LEED certification of commercial buildings. And so, LEED certification is one kind of certification, and now there's also another. It's called CITES certification, and this is increasingly being used to validate the sustainable design strategies on the site. And so I'm here to learn more about landscape design so I could sell this service to my clients.
Very good. Everyone comes from such different directions, and it's great.
I'm Jade Galen LeVay. Don't let my weird spelling name throw you off. It's German French. Galen LeVay, one word. I'm currently a grad student in the Sustainable Urban Planning program, and I'm doing both certificate tracks. So I'm doing the landscape design, the sustainable landscape certificate track, as well as the climate change policy track. I grew up on a big farm, so I grew up growing my own food. I've been an urban farmer for about the last 10 years. Graduated from multiple colleges over the years. My first degree was in accounting at U of F, and I spent 25 miserable years as a CPA. My second foray into education was at San Francisco State, and I walked away with a degree in African history, anthropology, environmental sustainability and social justice, with a minor in urban planning and geology.
They let you pack all that together?
Well, budget cuts. I was a whiz at cross-using classes. So we moved out to DC just to go to GW for my graduate degree. I've always had an affinity for plants. I can't draw a stick figure, but I'll learn. And I've done garden design for years, and I tend to do a lot of work with pallet gardens, and have taught a lot of people how to grow food on their balconies in California. So this is kind of my stick my toe in the water to see if it's sink or swim, if the shark's going to chase me, or I'm just going to make it to the beach. And if so, then I may potentially get my master's in landscape design. I don't know. We'll see.